All right, Kurt.
What do we got today? Give me a heads up.
New question. How is the lease pricing determined? Typically, it's your monthly payments are not going to be the same as if you were to purchase the car and be making monthly payments.
Did you get that? I think what we're asking about is the residual. I think based on how do they calculate the monthly payment, basically it's a use fee is what your monthly payment is. The lender says, let's use a $20,000 vehicle, it's got a 50, in 3 years, 36,000 miles, it's gonna be worth half. So your residual is 50%, that's set back. All you're gonna pay on is the 50% of the vehicle that you're going to use, plus tax, title, license, and a small interest fee to the bank. That's why lease payments are typically less than purchase payments, is because you're only paying for the portion of the vehicle that you actually use.
When we have incentives on new vehicles, we also sometimes have incentives on, like, extra incentives on just a lease. So how does that work out into the grand scheme of things and determining that price and the residual and all that?
Just like on a purchase, if you buy a car for $20,000 and the manufacturer is giving you $2,000 in rebates, you're actually financing $18,000. If in the earlier lease scenario the customer or the lender has, or General Motors has $1,000 customer cash, which is the same thing as a rebate, it's just called something else on a lease, that would come off your 10 grand, so essentially you're paying the 9 grand over the first 3 years as opposed to the 10, plus your tax title license. So they incentivize it both with the residual, like a 50%. I did a truck last night that had a 70% residual. Payment was ridiculously cheap because 70% of that vehicle is, he's only paying for 30% in 3 years, based on the incentivized residual. Plus, there was about $2,000 in customer cash or rebate that brought his price down further.
That's coming off the amount you're paying, but the residual is always going to be staying the same.
Correct. The residual doesn't change. It's based by the lender. If it's 50%, it's 50%. The only thing that changes your residual is the miles. Let's say 50% is their standard. That gets you 15,000 miles a year. If you only drive 12, your residual is going to go up. Or 10,000, your residual goes up even further, and the higher your residual goes, the lower your payment gets.
That makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
It's not just some mystical number. There's a lot of math involved.
There really is a lot of math involved, but it's just like anything else. It's all about your monthly payment.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a little more sense. Any off-topic comments for today?
You know me. Go Cubbies.
That's right.